Folks, welcome to an all new episode of So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan. This is your Thursday episode. Now, this is a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. Now, if you feel like, Freaky Friday, deja vu, I think you've said that before. I did another episode that is probably out now as well, where it was a Beverly Hills recap, and then I got not sidetracked, but I started talking about the obviously serious issues with Roni, the James Kennedy Ali Luber news. I talked about Jeff Lewis, my appearance this week with Elizabeth Vargas, and so it was a little bit more of a serious episode. And it lasted an hour, and I said, you know what? I'm not just going to pick up and do Beverly Hills now. I'll let the audience decide what they want to listen to, and they might not feel like listening to a more serious conversation on a very serious topic, even though I think there were other moments and other elements of that hour that had some levity in it. Beverly Hills, I mean, we like to get crazy here. We like to get wild. We like to get stupid. Just like these ladies of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. No, I'm joking. I respect them all. So that's a separate episode. It's there if you want to listen to it. But I'm going to make this its own thing because I need some laughs right now too. Because January is fully Januarying. It is kicking me in the nuts repeatedly. So hopefully we can spread some cheer by talking about how Kyle can't accept any sort of responsibility for anything. Hey-o! You know what? Maybe this is going to be a serious episode too now that I think about it. I want to thank Juliana Carrozza for taking excellent notes on Beverly Hills. She has been with me for a couple of years now, and she crushes it so hard. Like the other shows I do all by myself. Salt Lake, I literally have a little AirPod in my ear and I transcribe as I go. So it is so touch and go on these other shows. And with Beverly Hills, I work off this beautiful script. So I'll be able to watch the episode a couple of times and then go through it once with the notes. And it is so much more, it's just so much easier for me. It is so much more fun. And, I don't know. So thank you to Juliana. Thank you. You are amazing. I said on the other episode, we're doing a live Patreon today. I said 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I think Maritza said it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But check my IG for clarification in the morning. I'll throw up the image for when it starts. But if you're one of our Patreon members, we'll be there for an hour talking about whatever you want to talk about. I've watched it all this week. We don't even have to talk Bravo. We can talk anything. But I hope you're well. I hope you're hanging in there. Yeah, let's get through this together. Okay, this is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 8. And this is called A Perfect... Sorry, that's not what it's called. It's not called a sneeze, I'll tell you that much, but I just did it. Please tell me somebody out there said bless you when I did that. Please. If nobody did, what are we even doing here? Did nobody bless me? Okay, it's called A Perfect Storm Out because Kyle storms out. So I like it. It's a throwback to the homage, potentially, to the George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg movie from, 2004, A Perfect Storm. But this is A Perfect Storm Out. I see what they did there. I like it. The summary they give us, the cable company gives us this description. Bose hosts a healing spa day for the ladies that proves to be anything but serene. Garcelle receives a long overdue apology. Kyle is confronted with mounting suspicions. I will mount these suspicions. I am Kyle, and I am confronted with mounting suspicions. Last week, remember, they were at Chuck E. Cheese. I believe that was last week, and Garcelle did listen, Kyle, if you want to be a lesbian, just be a lesbian. And to have that sort of line said at Chuck E. Cheese, I think, is just so brilliant in so many ways, and I don't even necessarily know why, but it just makes sense. It makes so much sense. I feel like people should have those intense discussions about sexuality at places like Dave & Buster and Chuck E. Cheese. We get previously on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We had Bose with her new man taking her in for fibroid surgery. We have a small clip of them. We have a clip at Sutton's tennis day where Kyle is bitching about Dorit again. And it's like, I don't know this girl. I don't know who Dorit is right now. Who wants to be around that? And Sutton's like, well, not me. I don't want to be around that. And Garcelle's like, I don't. And Kyle's like, not it. Kyle is Kyle, for being the longest running cast member of this show, sometimes seems so bad at it. Like, she should be standing in so much power, and the way she goes about it, it's all about accepting responsibility. And even though I think none of us believe, like truly, I think there is 0.0% of us that believe anything lascivious is going on between her and PK. We also know that Kyle it's very hard for her just to be like, yeah, we text. It's not just funny memes. It's not just funny memes. There's some texting going on, and I see from your perspective that would hurt, and I shouldn't have done it, and it's done. We can't accept responsibility. Bryn, it's a issue that so many of us deal with. But Kyle, it's like, dude, this does not have to be the entire season. This is Lucy apple juice. The text and meme PK shit. I can't do this much longer. We gotta cut it. It's been a good season, but we're getting into the weeds here a little bit with this, and we don't need this. We had that scene at Chuck E. Cheese, which they show again, where Kyle reads out one of these funny memes, and it says, "I've never repeated anything you shared with me and never would." And we have Sutton in a talking head going, whoa, wait a minute. I'll say, this is not just about some memes and jokes. And yeah, it wasn't. That was not a funny meme. I have made a lot of funny memes in my day, and I've made a lot of painfully unfunny memes trying to be funny. And I will tell you, this is one of the unfunny memes because that wasn't really classified as a meme at all. That's what you call a text between friends. And also, it implies something secretive. It literally says, I've never shared anything that you've repeated to me. I've kept secrets for you. PK's like, I've killed a man. And Kyle's like, I'll take this to the grave, PK. I've killed many of men. A hobo. I've killed hobos. You've got it. I won't tell anybody. Just keep sending those sweet-ass, funny, sick-ass memes. Do it. We have the scene from Bose's after her fibroid surgery where Kyle's over there and they're like, Kyle and Dorit. Kyle's like, my flowers are bigger and better than Dorit's flowers. And Kyle's like, out of principle, Bose, I'm not going to sit here and pull out my phone and say, oh, here. And Bose is like, well, that's what she wants you to do. Oh, okay, out of principle, she can fuck right off. Let Bose recover from fibroid surgery. My God. Like, dude, this is not like, really? Really? Fuck off. Fuck off. But also, it's so easy. You just pull out your phone. Like, the reason why she doesn't want to pull out her phone, because it's more than just memes. So the defensiveness does not work in Kyle's favor. Anyways, we start. It's another beautiful day in Beverly Hills. And we have this it's a new song. It's like, I leave it to the haters. I leave it to the haters. I never want to be like that. I never want to be like that. I leave it to the haters. Cause I'm bigger than that. Cause I'm bigger than that. It's a really good song. Selling Sunset soundtrack. Watch out. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills coming up right beside you. They're about to take the lead. We have Sutton at home applying lipstick in the mirror. Like, oh yeah, the lipstick gods were here. Look at this shade of rouge. My colors are blushing bashful. Oh yeah. Drink your juice, Shelby. I'm putting on lipstick. I say. The song continues. Cause I'll be imitators. Y'all envy me. You trying to be my enemy. Leave it to the haters. I never want to be like that. And we have Garcelle in her home putting on her shoes. So we have Sutton with the lipstick, Garcelle with the shoes. Eventually we're going to get a full outfit with just going around round robin. And Garcelle goes, a little YSL, never hurt no one. The song fades out. I'm the greatest. They see my face. It's everywhere. And we're over at Dorit's and she's getting glam. Do you sometimes feel with these housewives like the glam team is like truly some of their only friends? Like that's where real friendships lie. In fact, we should have some sort of like docu-series or potentially a spin-off show of just housewives glam squads. Because just imagine the shit, like they have to do this in the morning and then like, what does the rest of their life look like? Like, what does that look like? What's that? What? And they seem like they become like their closest friends, the housewives. Anyways, Dorit's like, today is all about meditation and healing and forming a sisterly bond. And her stylist is like, okay, so it's kind of what you need today. Yes, only it doesn't tend to be relaxing with this group of women. And my husband's a big, fat, bloated alcoholic. Didn't say that, but I'll just throw that in there because I feel like she would think that. We zip over to Bose's house in Hancock Park where the caterers are preparing the Sisterhood Serenity Soiree. So we've got an event that Bose is throwing. Bose does it up. She's got style. She's got grace. Great first season housewife. And they're going over the details with her assistant Nico about how the slippers should be. Should it be like wrapped in a ribbon with a big bow? And Bose is like, you know what? Let's workshop this. You know, the waist of the robe should have a bow and the slippers are tucked in there. You can see why Bose has gotten so far in business. She's like, I'll take your idea. I'm going to add something better to it. And we're going to collaborate on this Serenity Soiree robe and slippers. Bose says, I decided to host the Sisterhood Serenity Soiree because the producers made me. No, she said, because I was inspired by Sutton's idea of sisterhood. And we flash back to Sutton's sisterhood presentation in Oceanside. Remember the Kathy Hilton trip from the beginning of the season where, Sutton like tied a ribbon around all of the girls' hands. It was a real like creepy Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants moment. And Bose was talking about the ribbon saying, well, now what do we do? And Sutton's like, we're going to tie it together. I say, we are now sisters forever. It was like, I felt like we were close to a bloodletting. I felt like it was like, I'm going to pass this knife around. I'm going to have everybody cut themselves a little bit. Then we're going to touch each other, but we're going to commingle our blood. And we're going to be blood sisters. Blood in, blood out. Okay. Bose continues in a talking head. In the corporate boardroom, sometimes somebody will have a really good idea, but they don't know how to execute it. And we cut back to that Sprinter Van and Oceanside episode where they're fighting and Sutton's like, well, that's not what that's about. And Dorit's like, I know exactly what this is about. And Sutton's pointing her finger at Dorit, just like in a spirit of sisterhood, going, ma'am. And Dorit's like, don't confuse, ma'am. I said, ma'am. I know exactly what your conversation. And Dorit's like, you're the one who started yelling. And Sutton's like, no. So that's not sisterhood. And Bose finishes the talking head saying, so now I got to come in and fix this mess. Bose has got to fix the sisterhood ribbon. She's got to try to get this ship back on track. And it's hard because she is dealing with... Sorry, there are moments when I do the show that I realize how ridiculous it is that I'm doing the show and talking about this week after week. And I'm just going to make it more ridiculous. And I found my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City bonnet. So I'm going to put that on right now just to, because I'm staring at myself in this screen. So I'm just going to even really just complete how ridiculous this all is by wearing a bonnet for the remainder of this recap. Now, if you're listening to this and not watching it, that's fine. Just know that I have a bonnet on, and hopefully that will help in the storytelling. Bose says she's got to come in and fix this mess, and she FaceTimes Dorit, and she's like, Dorit's like, look at us! Look at us! And Bose is like, I wanted to call you really quickly because Garcelle came over, and one thing that she brought up that disturbed me is that I think there's more to the texting with PK than maybe I thought. And we flash back to 3 days earlier where Garcelle's like, Kyle read the texts. Kyle read the text. And Bose is like, no way. And Garcelle's like, yeah. And Bose is like, no. And Garcelle's like, later on, I thought about it. I was like, wait, did that text say I won't say anything? I never had. And Bose gasps like, oh, zoinks. And Garcelle's like, that part. And Bose is like, oh, hell no. Bose on the phone to Dorit says, and it sounded like there was more to it than just, oh, we're sending friendly memes back and forth. Just some friendly meme fire going back and forth. And Dorit's like, I literally just talked to Erica, Bose. And I was like, uh-oh, bet we're going to get a flashback. Flashback to 30 minutes earlier. Erica's like, she's shown us her phone and it's nothing bad. The text message that she sent to PK is not in any way inappropriate. Oh, yeah, it was, Eric. Maybe not in Erica's world. I don't know. But yeah, it was. And Dorit says to Erica, I wouldn't think it was. It was her reaction that made me go, whoa. Bose back on FaceTime says she was standing on business saying that she wasn't going to talk about or read the message, right? And I respected that. But now, if she has read the message to some people, I don't know why she can't read it to you. Bo's kind of getting into the mess, first season housewife getting in there in the muck and the mire. Bo's in a talking head says, oh, there is something to the fact that Kyle chose a moment when neither Dorit nor I were there to show the text message. She showed it to people who clearly are going to be like, oh, girl, it's all right. It's okay. You didn't say anything wrong. Yes, you did, Bo says. But I think Garcelle, I think they knew. Anyways, Dorit on FaceTime goes, why am I the last to know about me? Why? And Bose is like, I know. A song plays, I know life is great. And we're at Kyle in her kitchen. And Kyle's like, hey, Siri, FaceTime Kathy. No, cancel. Of course Kathy lost her phone. Hey, Siri, FaceTime Rick Hilton. And Siri's like, Siri's like, Kyle, you need to accept responsibility. You've been doing this for far too long. Siri, stop. I'm going through a difficult time. I'm going to call Morgan. Wait. No, Siri, I didn't say that. I'm going to make storylines happen. Siri, don't do this to me, please. Also, I never use SIRI. I don't want to say it because I know I've said it 3 times and my phone's blowing up, but I don't do you guys use Siri in that sense? Like I don't use hey, I just dialed, do you guys? I don't know. It's weird. Does Kyle do that regularly or is that just for the show? Look, I'm into technology and now I'm going to drive a Cybertruck. Anyways, Kathy picks up. We got Kathy Hilton joining us again. She's been gone for a couple of episodes. She was able to do a little FaceTime call from Italy. Kyle's like, oh, hello. Oh, my God, look at you. I'm so jealous of your trip. And Kathy's she's in Italy wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses. And she's like, Garcelle, hello. How are you? It's me, Kathy. Oh, I thought you were Kyle. It is Kyle. Oh, Kyle, I thought you were Garcelle. Thank you. I don't know. Hi, Kyle. And Kyle's like, Kathy, I had the biggest fight with Dorit. Again? All of these years that we have been friends, she always loves that PK and I are like brother and sister. All of a sudden she decides that bothers her. She decided to make it weird about PK sending me funny memes on Instagram. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm going to see her today, which sounds like a very relaxing day, but whatever. And Kathy's like, well, don't let it ruin your day. I'm going to go take sexy photos with Rick that we're going to deposit in a Wells Fargo safety deposit box where I'll let him see it once a year. And Kyle's like, yeah, I'm probably just going to ignore her. Do not bring your misery to me. That's my motto. Oh my God. How are you reaching out to people trying to get people on your side? Kathy's in Italy. She's not going to do anything. Over at Bose's, the caterers are setting up for this Serenity soiree and everything looks very beautiful. She says she's got a chef who has a 14-course meal planned. She's got fluffy robes, fluffy slippers, manly hands who give massages. I mean, this is healing, she tells us. Erica arrives first and knocks, and Bose is like, now who's knocking on my door like it's the police? And Erica's like, who the hell is me? That's who the hell it is, Erika Jayne. You look beautiful, Bose. How do you feel? And Bose is like, thank you. I feel pretty good. I know, that's crazy, right? Because she just got fibroid surgery, which, by the way, Erika Jayne made her triumphant return to Broadway in Chicago this past week. Samaj, one of our friends from the show, he sent me pictures. He waited afterwards to get pictures with Erika Jayne. And I said, what a world. What a world. Look at all of what Erika Jayne has gone through. A lot of us don't agree with a lot of things that Erika Jayne has done over the years, but man, she's back on Broadway. So I guess if you're a musical fan or an Erika Jayne fan, go check her out on Chicago. Kyle arrives next, and she's like, memes. No, she just knocks on the door. And Erica's like, another person. Why don't you sit down? Let me get this. You sit here and I'll help Bose. I'll get the door. Hey, welcome to Bose's home. Oh my gosh. She looks so sexy. And Kyle's like, I do? Thank you. Kyle's wearing a V-cut dress cut down to her navel with lots of necklaces hanging in the V. Oh, are these necklaces pointing down to my cleavage? My cleave? Are you staring at my cleave? My cleavage? My boobies? Are you staring? Good. Feeling naughty today at this sexy soiree. Meanwhile, in a car on the way, we got Jennifer Tilly with Sutton, and Jennifer's like, you said you heard from Kyle and she's like raring to go. Like, what did she say? And Sun's like, well, she's so vehement about this. No texts that, and Garcelle goes, incriminating? Garcelle in a talking head says, after the Viper Room, I thought we crossed a line that will never be uncrossed. I have felt like that at the Viper Room before, too, because sometimes I would mix tequila with vodka, and I was like, this line cannot be uncrossed. It's bad news. Bad news bears. And we flash back to that Viper Room scene where Kyle's vein that we named Randy last week, the forehead vein, Kyle's screaming at Dorit, I will not talk to him again. What more do you fucking want from me? And Dorit screaming back, I want you to stop raising your voice at me. No, listen, you don't get to speak to me that way. Do you understand, Kyle? The rules are different. Garcelle continues in a talking head, I hope they can find a way back. Right now, it doesn't look like it, so I don't know. Garcelle, do you really hope they can find a way back? Look at me honestly. Do you really? Look at me, a grown man in a bonnet. Do you really, really? Like at this point, guys are like, listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm cashing the checks. I'm here. This is just great visibility for me in my career. I'm producing a lot of Lifetime film. I'm doing good. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if it means I can keep doing the show, sure. I hope they can find a way back. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Jennifer Tilly in the car is like, I feel like he was texting her more than Mims. More than Mims. She didn't say memes, she says Mims. And she's downplaying them. Oh, he's texting Mims. It's like, and Garcelle's like, memes? And Jennifer's like, memes, not Mims. And even the driver of their car laughs to herself and then just drives off the road entirely. And Garcelle goes, she showed the text and read the text. Guys, remember that text was a screenshot that was in her camera roll. So it's not the full, and also just show me one meme. Just show me one meme. Can I just get one of the memes that you send back and forth? Like the text, I'm just so over the text at this point, but I would just love a meme. Show me just one meme that he sent you. I just need an example. Just one. Is it like, cause like there's a chance it could be like a stellar meme. Like, holy shit, that is a meme that you would send and it would brighten your day. But if it's like a tepid, like a bat, like a stupid meme, you'd be like, that's what you're saying. Like, just show me a meme. Anyways, Jennifer's like, well, what were they? What were they? And Sun's like, well, it's like, And then we flash back to Chuck E. Cheese. And Kyle's like, I said, I know you have a lot of friends, but I am also one. And here if you need me. I never repeated anything you shared with me and never would. What did PK respond to that? Like, I want to know what... Oh, thank you, Kyle, for keeping all of my secrets. I love you. I hope your cleavage is doing good. Like, what did he respond back? Who cares about what you wrote? Anyways, Jennifer realized, she goes, so that's not just Mims. Mims. It's not just Mims. The driver's laughing again. At this point, the driver should just drive. Like, listen, you're here to do a job. We don't participate. And Sun's like, well, she's Canadian. And Jennifer laughs, memes. Memes. Dorit in a talking head says, I don't know how Kyle is coming in today, but truth be told, beep, boop, 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 I don't give a shit. The fact that she showed the text message to the other ladies and not to me tells me she's not thinking with the right mind. Sweetheart, you're always telling everybody to be honest and face things head on. And then she pauses. Lead! By example, Kyle, lead! Lead your housewives, please! So Dorit gets to the door and, knocks and, there's like a whole kerfluffle about who's going to get her at the door. And Dorit comes in, and did you guys catch this? Dorit was literally like, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah, dippity-doo, zippity-doo-dah. Like Sun's like, yeah, zippity-doo-dah. It was like this little brief moment that I don't know. She was like, well, zippity-doo-dah. I'm like, well, zippity-doo-dah to you, Dorit. And Kyle and Erica are in there. They're all blowing each other kisses. And Bose is like, to our Serenity soiree. And Dorit's like, yes, hello, Kyle. And Erica blows her kisses. And Dorit to Kyle goes, oh, is that comfy? Is that your comfy wardrobe? And Kyle kind of rolls her eyes and blinks and tosses her head and looks away. And Erica, in a talking head, goes,
So, we're off to a wonderful start.
And Dorit in a talking head goes, Bose did say dress code comfy. I mean, the dress is from 2004, so I suppose it's been worn in enough. Dorit shading Kyle's cleavage dress. Like, is this a bad, like, this is, guys, listen, I used to say I shop mainly at Old Navy, but I have an admission to admit I now shop on the TikTok shop, and I bought in a couple of pieces. I call them pieces. It's, a collection. And that's one of the reasons I was scared TikTok was going to go down, because I was like, God, I finally found a way to even more depersonalize the clothes buying experience. And I did not, was this an outfit that deserved to be made fun of? I did not see it. Eric in a talking head goes,
I thought she looked sexy.
And Kyle in a talking head is like, yeah, actually, this dress is very comfortable, and I'm not so bored that every day has to be a fashion show for me. Woo! You know what? But by the way, though, I don't want the shade in the talking heads. Shade each other to your faces. Like, if Dorit says that, Kyle, you don't wait for the talking head. That's how reality show works. You say it then to each other. Then Jennifer Tilly gets there, and, remember, you have to remove your shoes at Bose's place, which I think is going to be one of the main storylines for the remainder of the season. And Nico, her assistant, is passing out drinks, and she says, I'm so glad you're here, ladies. I thought it was apropos that as I'm healing, I was like, let us all heal together. And Kyle makes her sarcastic face, not hiding it. Oh, great. I just got an alert for another fire off the North Sepulveda Pass. 405 vegetation fire. Okay, great. Amazing. Good stuff. Jennifer laughs out loud at the healing line, and Sutton's eyeballs grow big and angry looking, like, whoa. Well, I thought I was doing the healing. Now she's going to steal my healing, not my sisterhood idea? Bo says, okay, Jennifer Tilly, so we're going to go into the family room where our robes are laying, and then you can meet the chef and everything. And so they see the robes, and their names are on the robes. And then we get introduced to the amazing chef, who's like a good-looking dude. And the chef is like, you're all looking beautiful today. And Garcelle's like, who's more beautiful? And Erica's like,
you know what? We're all single, except for her.
And Jennifer Tilly goes, we're in heat. And the chef is like, so today we're starting in our light berry antioxidants. Then we'll move into salad, which is watermelon and has a refreshing element. This is my gift to you, which is in a amuse bouche, which is a gift from the chef. So we're going to have fun today. And Garcelle's like, amuse bouche. And chef's like, amuse bouche. And Bose is like, Garcelle, don't try to say it in a sexy way. I thought you'd put some shoulder in it. And they all laugh. And Garcelle's pretending not to know what anybody's talking about. And Sutton in a talking head's like, Garcelle, we all know you speak French. Oh, what is amuse bouche? I say. And Bose is like, okay, let's leave the kitchen. And Kyle's like, we're all a bunch of perverts. Yeah, perverts. Then they go outside and we meet the massage artists. And Garcelle, I don't know, they're all excited to be touched by these men. I don't know what to do. Kyle in a talking head goes, Garcelle's very familiar with Manly Hands. Looks like she's one of their top customers. I guess these massage artists are known as the Manly Hands. And Garcelle knows one of them. And Garcelle in a talking head's like, the Manly Hands have been all over this body. Ha 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 ha. Erica, talking to one of the Manly Hands guys with a beard, says,
neck, shoulders, are you down?
And the Manly Man's like, I'll do that.
And then jerk me off. Jerk off old Erica Jane, yeah. Give me one of those dirty massages, yeah. Touch me where the sun don't shine, woo. It's expensive to be me.
Sutton is talking to her Manly Man and going, well, I have. Oh my God. Sutton's like, I have neuropathy. Sorry. Sutton's like, I have. Sutton's like, I have neuropathy. I know it's real. Sutton's like, I have neuropathy. I have neuropathy, so I don't feel. I have neuropathy. I have neuropathy, so I don't feel. It's so late at night. I have neuropathy, so I don't feel my feet. So I don't feel my footsies right now. They're really bad. Because they're really bad. Sorry, this is not funny at all. I have neuropathy, so I don't feel my feet right now. They're really bad. But this actually might, these manly man hands might actually really help. I also have esophageal problems, so don't touch the old throat area. So stupid. Anyways, they're all getting touched by the manly men. And I don't know, they're making just pervy jokes. You know, Garcelle's getting manhandled and laying in a lounge chair. And Erica's like,
Oh, Garcelle, talk about getting laid out. Yeah.
Garcelle in a talking head says, I'm relaxed. I'm ready for this massage. I am dreaming of beautiful thoughts. Son's over there. I can't feel my feet. Oh, the old neuropathy. Oh, God, if you manly hands could just get some feeling in these feetsies. Oh my God, I can feel my pinky. I feel my pinky toe, I say. Oh, this is so unhinged, you guys. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Dorit walks up to Garcelle and Dorit's like, I'm so sorry to disturb this beautiful moment. And Garcelle's like, oh. And Garcelle looks at the camera for a second like Jim Halpert from The Office, like, bitch. Like, what? What? Garcelle continues in a talking head said, why is she here right now? And Dorit's like, Garcelle, as far as the other night in the Viper Room, I got into the screaming match with Kyle when you turned around and asked me. We get another flashback to the Viper Room where Garcelle goes, hey, Dorit, how are you doing? And Dorit's like, do you mean that genuinely? And Garcelle's like, why else would I ask you? And Dorit's like, oh my God, you know what? And Garcelle's like, I can't. Garcelle to Dorit at the Manly Hands meeting says, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know. And Dorit goes, my reaction to you was far less about you and more about me. It's all of a sudden like, you know, an after school special. It seems like I've got a lot of healing to do in here. I'm pointing to my heart. And Dorit goes, I'm lost, Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, wow, I'm sorry. I am in the middle of getting a massage, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's hard. Thank you. I feel sad for you, Dorit. I had to do all kinds of shit to rise up really quickly so that the kids didn't suffer and didn't deal with adult drama. Right. And so if there's any insight I can give you, I'd love that. Let me take out a pad and a pen. It obviously takes two. I know you and I have had some bumps. And Garcelle's like, yeah. And then we flash back to all the fights that they've had, 2021, 2023, all about like, you're jabbing me. You just attacked me. You know, like, and then talking about privilege, all of that stuff. Dorit in this scene goes, I know I've done things that I've hurt you, and you felt like I've not been receptive to hearing you in your soul. And for that, I apologize. I want to change that. I want you to know that I'm very receptive to it. And Garcelle's like, well, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Garcelle in a talking head says, I'm really surprised that Dorit is coming to me wanting to take accountability, which I've said for years she doesn't do. Maybe this Dorit 2.0, maybe this is Dorit 2.0. I welcome it. So this is a little bit of healing at this soiree. Bose says, I know, you know, it's, she was talking about, Kyle's like scooting in next to Bose. And Bose says, I have a question. So Garcelle came over, right? And we had talked about the now infamous text, Kyle, you know, between you and PK. You don't want to read the text. I'm like, okay. And Kyle's like, it sounds so scandalous the way you say it. Nearby, Sutton perks up. She's like, oh, I was focusing on getting some feeling in this feet, but I just heard something that perked up my ears. And Erica Jane's like kind of listening, like, you know, what are they talking about? And Bose is to Kyle is like, right? And then I'm talking to Garcelle and she's like, oh, well, Kyle read the text to everybody. I'm feeling like, why the fuck didn't you read the text to me? And Kyle pauses and goes, I'll tell you exactly what it said. I think if I have a good memory, I think it said, I don't know, something like, you have a lot of friends, but I'm also one of them. I'm here if you need me. I said, you know, you can trust me. I've never repeated anything you said to me. and continue to send me funny memes, and I won't forget the laughing emojis. Ha! Sutton gets up and now sits by them. The camera shows Garcelle and Dorit deep in conversation away from them, and Bose asks Kyle, well, what does that mean? And Sutton's like, well, you said more, though. And Kyle to Sutton's like, what? And Sutton's like, well, in your text, you said more than continue sending me funny memes. And Kyle's like, yeah, you just stepped into it. Well, I didn't hear what you said. And Kyle's like, okay, you can't come and do that. Somebody's got to stop making it seem like it was weird. It wasn't weird. It wasn't weird. People in marriages that split up, it's not weird to send memes to husbands. It's not weird. Kyle's like, my God, this is really getting dumb. This is so dumb. Bose in a talking head says, well, in my opinion, when it comes to a conversation that Kyle is having with PK, Dorit needs to know. Tell Dorit. That's a producer right there, folks. Bose in the scene says, okay, well, let me ask you this. And Kyle's like, no guarantees. And Bose is like, can you read the text, please? And Kyle's like, read it to you? Bose is like, yeah. Kyle's like, should I act like I'm like, I never learned to read. I was a child star and I got put through the studio system and I've never learned to read. That's why it's only memes. It's only pictures. I can only read memes. Kyle in a talking head says, I don't know why Bose is taking this upon herself to tell me I need to share my messages with the group. She knows nothing of my relationship with Dorit. She certainly doesn't know my friendship with PK. I feel that it's inappropriate that she's putting me in this position, and it's insulting to me. But Kyle, you already read it to most of the women at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, that's an actual sentence I just said. Why? Just take a step further. Why are you fighting this so hard? You're making it weirder, and it doesn't need to be this weird. Kyle says, why do you think I owe that to every single person here? My God. And someone's like, well, you pulled out the phone. No one asked you to. You did it. I say, you did it. And Erica pipes up,
no, let's not do that. Like that's... When we start opening people's phones, you have to have a warrant for that, okay? I'm Erica Jane. Like, I'm sorry, as the person who's been investigated the most here, like, I don't like that shit.
Erica Jane's real sensitive. She's just like, no, you gotta get a jury. Erica taking it super serious. Like, but yeah. But I like that that's Erica's defense of like, you need to get a warrant if you're going to look in my phone. Yeah, but you're also on the Housewives. Like, there is this nonverbal agreement of revelation, of being really open and honest and showing things that you like. That's why you're trapeze artists. We don't want to show our phones. You're paid to show yours, right? Bose says, why is Erica yelling from over there? And Kyle's like, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I want to step away from a minute. Ah! And she starts doing the Kyle crying thing. And Bose is like, so now she's upset? And Son's like, well, I don't understand that. I don't see I don't even know. And Erica snaps,
of course you understand. People can make it something more than it really is.
In a talking head, Erica says,
the rest of these women are pressuring Kyle, almost accusing her of having done something wrong. She has not done anything wrong by communicating with a friend. Dorit and Kyle need to have this conversation, not us fantasizing and filling in the blanks. That's how shit gets worse.
I love these moments in the season where you realize the women, even though they're actually on the reality show, still don't know how the reality show works. It's like, yeah, fantasizing and filling in blanks, that's what housewives do. That's exactly that's how the show works. If they were to go directly to each other, that would be sane and very not housewives. Like, what do you like? I feel like a producer just drops the camera and decks Erica. Like, do not say this. Do not say this. Dorit in the scene goes, I was sitting in the sun and I feel like I'm going to sit over here in the shade. Erica goes over to Kyle and puts her arm around her and they walk inside.
What's going on, Kyle?
And Kyle's like, I just can't do this anymore. I can't. Everyone is trying to make it like I've done something wrong. It's memes.
You have not done anything wrong.
I mean, I'm not going to be made to do this. Every time I come out, I have to go through this. Why would I fucking want to be here? I'm wrong to read the text. I'm wrong because I didn't read the text. I explained it exactly verbatim what the text said, and now I gotta tell it to the group. And I'm like, how old are we?
I know, Kyle.
And Dorit says, why are they having a conversation about the text without me? Dorit, Kemsley. And Dorit in the talking head says, I don't understand how this text message can become a topic of conversation for everybody but me. It's my storyline. Is anyone going to say, have you spoken to Dorit? Have you shared it with Dorit? Have you told her? Does Dorit know? Hello? Kyle says, what am I, a child that has to go to the principal's office?
No, you don't, and I don't think you owe it anyone or her an explanation except for Dorit.
By the way, I don't owe her anything, but I'm going to come out here and I'm going to read this and then I'm leaving. You know, I did nothing fucking wrong. Erica's like,
I know you did nothing wrong. I know you did nothing wrong. Can you Venmo me? I need money. I've got a designer to pay.
well, thank you for bringing me up. It's me, Erica Jane's designer. I need cash, cold hard cash, to make the world's best fuck pad. Sorry. Kyle and I talking, it says, right now I feel like my blood is boiling. My forehead veins are getting riled up. I'm over it. So Kyle storms out to the group and she goes, I'm going to say something and then I'm leaving. I don't know how this all went so wrong. Ah! And Dorit's like, Kyle, please sit down. I don't want to. I really don't. I can't do this. I really can't. I'm just trying to find a good place in my life. I miss Morgan. It's me, Morgan Wade. Come to me. Rest your head on my bosom, Kyle. So Kyle's like in hysterics. Like she is feeling it. She's really in a bad place. And she's just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm at a good place in my life. And Dorit, stands and goes over to her. And at this moment, I was like almost fantasizing like a dynasty, kind of like just Dorit backhands her. Wake up, lady! Give me your fucking phone! Tell me what the texts were! But she says, come on, Kyle! Kyle puts her hand out. No, I want to say something. I want to say one thing and then I'm leaving. And Bose is like, no, please don't. Like, it's like very tepid. Like, the subtext was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, but Kyle, it was almost like, I'm going to say one more thing and then I'm leaving. And then she would walk out. Well, I'm going to say another thing. And then I'm leaving because I don't need this. I'm not a child. And then she would cry. And I'll tell you, I'm not a child. I'm not that. And Kyle's like, I'm fucking leaving, please, okay? And there it is, folks. Randy, the forehead vein in all his glory, is like, what's up, folks? It's me, Randy. You remember me? I'm Kyle's forehead vein. I have come to this soiree, and I'm not feeling serene. I'm here to fuck things up on Kyle's forehead. Let's do this. So Kyle's crying. It's like, I loved you and BK and your kids, and you know that. I know that you know that. But I also love memes. It's a sickness. I love memes. And Kyle's like, I've been made to feel like I've done something wrong. Sending a text to PK. That's charity. Nobody wants to text PK. Imagine having to text PK. I'm doing it. I'm taking a bullet every time I fucking hit a text. So I said, I'm going to read this once and that is it. And then Bo said something today that made it seem like maybe it was something weird. So I have nothing to hide. So I'm going to read it to you guys now. And Dorit's like, just read it. Jesus Christ. What? And Dorit calmly goes, just read it. Kyle goes, it says he makes a joke in April. What's the joke in April? Like, I love the non-specifics. Like, what if it was like, it's April 1 or as we call it, April Fool's Day. Kyle, I'm pregnant. April Fools. LOL. Kyle goes, the next text is not until the day you guys got separated. And I said, I know you have a lot of friends. I'm also one. If you need me, I'm here. I've never repeated anything you shared with me and wouldn't. Regarding you. She points to Dorit. I think that's what you're talking it as. And she glares at Bose. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. And she makes this sweeping hand gesture to all the surrounding cameras. It's the filming. Okay, which I can't say because we were filming in production. So Kyle's her defense is she wouldn't say anything to production about anything that about PK and Dorit's actual relationship, right? First off, I think that's phony baloney. But second off, that's disappointing because we need the real shit. Like, tell us the real stuff. We've invested in your lives. Like, give us something. Garcelle in a talking head says, I don't get what her talking to BK has to do with production. So if you're having a private conversation with someone and you say, I will never share what we talked about with production, you would write with production, which Kyle didn't do. And she didn't do that. Either way, it doesn't look good because obviously that means it was more than memes and jokes. Duh, yes, duh. Because if it's memes and jokes, share them. That's was this production, and Garcelle goes, share them. Production likes to laugh too. Yeah, they do. Think about production. Name them. Name them. Share them. Name them. Kyle is still crying, and she finishes, I said, keep sending memes, and I won't forget the laughing emojis, because he gets mad if you don't respond. I love that she threw PK under the bus at the end. He gets violent if you don't respond to his texts and his memes. He gets feelings hurt. It's very upset. He'll do like the 2 thumbs up, which means fuck you. It's very upset. You got to respond. You got to respond to PK. Very upset, angry, off the hook. And then she screams more on top of the crying. And that is all I fucking said. Now I'm done. I'm not going to be made to feel like I've done something wrong. Kyle, I've loved you and your family. Fuck everybody. I'm done with this shit. Bose in a talking head says, the louder Kyle protests and cries about the situation, the more I know she's wrong. Kyle storms out in her white bathrobe and flings her head back one more time to shout at everybody, I'm done! I'm not doing this anymore! Everybody else has a bigger fucking problems and this is all they can fucking focus on! Like, it's a real moment. It's like, for your Emmy consideration. Back in the group, Dorit's just stunned. Sutton rolls her eyes like, oh, I can't even feel my feet. Garcelle shakes her head and Bose just watches Kyle leave. And Erica goes to follow her. And Dorit's like, no, let me go, Erica. And Erica's like,
she's not going to listen to you.
Erica, she will. I love like Dorit's a Jedi. She will. The Force of the Jedi protects me. She will listen. Trust me. They both follow after Kyle. One of the manly men is just like, are we getting tipped still? Like, what? What's even happening? So Dorit following Kyle out the front door, and it's like, Kyle! And Kyle's still pushing, no, this is disgusting. Every day to be made feel like this. Are you kidding me? And I love that we're at Bose's house, and now it's just like, they're in the front, like sitting down in their bathrobes, just in the neighborhood. Like, I always have those moments in every show where I'm like, what if I was just driving by in a neighborhood that day and all of a sudden I'm like, are you fucking, is that Dorit and Kyle in bathrobes in the middle of the day just on this street? Holy shit. That'd be so lucky. And so Bo's back inside, nudges Sutton and is like, get up, come on, let's go. And Sutton rolls her eyes. It's so dramatic. I'll say they're being dramatic. And Bose is like, let's go. It's okay. Back to Kyle. Kyle's like, are you kidding me? And Dorit softly is like, just take a deep breath, Kyle. Okay, let's just go for a little a walk. And Kyle bursts out, I mean, look at all of us, our age, what we're doing, my forehead veins. To be confronted like this every day about this stupidity, everybody honestly should be ashamed of themselves. Seriously, fucking ridiculous. This is just like a pedestrian street, just like a family neighborhood. And Dorit's like, guys, can I have a minute? And Kyle's like, just forced sobbing. Like, I cannot keep doing this. I can't. Just getting herself sick. And Dorit's like, okay, Sneaker, let's not talk about it for 1 second. Just take a deep breath. Put your head between your knees with your shitty dress on. Just breathe, Kyle, breathe. The rest of the women are just standing at Bose's doorstep just watching. And Jennifer's like, you guys, what triggered this? And Bose is like, the text. And Erica's like,
all of it. It's been building. The whole thing, like all of it. She's had enough. And I don't blame her.
I like Erica, the wise Erica.
This is just, it's been building like Mount Vesuvius. And it just blew, honey. It blew.
Erica in a talking head says,
I get why Kyle's upset. Her marriage is falling apart. Her life is falling apart. Her relationship with the group is falling apart. I would leave too. I mean, fuck this place.
It truly feels like they're at that point of the season where the people that have done like a lot of seasons are just like, fuck it all, man. Like, is it worth it? I like that Kyle's like, look at us. What are we doing? Like, just that realization that you're still on a reality show after 18 seasons. Like, what am I doing? Garcelle in a talking head says, listen, does this scream I'm guilty? Yeah, it does. Dorit to Kyle says, nothing is going to go away just because you walk away from it. And Kyle's like, I'm going through a lot myself. I'm not going to come for a relaxing day and be accosted every fucking time. But Kyle, everybody's going through something in life and everybody has the hot potato. You know, like you gotta. Anyway, she calms down and takes off her sunglasses and they sit on the ledge in front of, some random person's house. Honey, there's two ladies just sitting in bathrobes yelling and crying in front of our house. Can we get them out? Kyle says, Dorit, we're in a good place. And you said to me, listen, things are not great. Would you do me a favor and cut off contact with PK right now? Because whatever, you know me. Obviously, PK's like a brother, but I was always stick with you. Always. I didn't know anything. So she's saying, if you had said to me, I would have totally done it. But also, is PK truly like a brother? Like, I knew they were close, but I didn't know it was like, you're a brother. Like, I didn't know it was like, oh, this goes deep. Like, I didn't know it was like that. So that was a wild line. Dorit in a talking head says, wow, Kyle, it's a little late because a girl's girl would have stopped talking to my husband without having to be asked. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. A girl's girl would have done the right thing right away. Dorit to Kyle says, one of my biggest issues, if not the biggest, is the way PK would speak to me. The yelling at me, it's like a trigger. Let me send you a meme. No, PK, no. Kyle says, I can't even picture him like he's... It's all it's hard to understand what she's saying. The closed captioning wasn't working. Dorit says, you do not understand, Kyle. I used to call him the monster. Like when the monster comes out. Now, this is very serious. Obviously, I'm doing silly voices. That's kind of scary to think that PK, somebody we all kind of joke about, is like the monster coming out. That's like scary. That is scary. So, but at the same time, that's the shit I kind of want to know about. That's real life shit. Anyways, I used to call him the monster, the big, fat, bloated, alcoholic monster. That's what I'd call him. It was a very long name, but I would call him the full name. Kyle acts surprised. And I protected him for a very long time because he's not that person. He's not, but he can be that person. And he is with me. He is. Kyle in a talking head says, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I always thought Dorit was wearing the pants in that relationship, so it's hard for me to visualize that dynamic. Is Dorit taking advantage of the moment? Oh, geez, Kyle, Kyle, that's not nice. Like she can paint a picture of who PK is, and he's not here to defend himself. He's my brother. I'm just saying that I've never seen that. Then again, I've never seen this side of Dorit either. Somebody that talks back to old Kyle Richards. I don't like it. I don't know. It is this weird thing is that Kyle is smarter than this. I think at this point, Kyle's accepted that everybody has dual sides of their personality and that just like a bad season of a reality show, you can have a bad season of your life. You can do something that is truly repugnant and something that is not in your character and you are acting out, or there are certain, we all make fucked up mistakes and make decisions that you look back on. You're like, what were you thinking? Like the fact that, she can't even imagine this, fathom this is wild to me. And then still going, well, Dorit, I could say the same about Dorit. I don't know. It is bad. And just kind of once again shows that she potentially is not a girl's girl. Or at least to Dorit. And she's not the friend to Dorit that Dorit thought she was. I think it was just really, they both perceived each other to be way different in each other's lives. Meanwhile, back inside Bose's house, Garcelle's like, is anybody still talking? Go check, Tilly. Well, I'm not even calling you Jennifer anymore. It's just Tilly. And Jennifer's like, I'll go. I'm going to go look out there, see if they're still talking.
I'll see if somebody's dead. I'll call my lawyer.
And Boys is like, oh my God. And Erica's like,
just got to look under the shrubs and see if anybody is alive.
Kyle to Dorit goes, obviously we're both going through a hard time because we're in a bad place and we're going through a difficult time separately. We're not handling it right. And Dorit's like, tensions are high. And Kyle's like, we've both had our moments, right? Jennifer reports back to the ladies, they're deep in discussion and Dorit is gesticulating. And Garcelle's like, oh, it's going to be a while then. Dorit to Kyle says, when you write things like, You know I'd never share anything. You know that doesn't feel right, Kyle. You know that PK doesn't think about it, but it doesn't. You'd never say it on camera and say, I'd never repeat anything. And Kyle's like getting uppity. I don't mean about you. That's not about you. No, in other words, what he shares with you, you would never share with me. She nailed it. Boom, stuck the landing. That's what it means exactly. And Kyle's like, that's not about you. Has nothing to do with, it's about memes. Memes. I don't talk about you. We don't talk about your relationship. Listen, bullshit. 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 We all know that's bullshit. And, listen, just apologize and move on. But it's bullshit. Of course you do. Of course you do. And by the way, there is a world in which Kyle is not asking question, but PK, just a big blubbering mess, is like, I'll tell you another thing about Dorit, her pit smell, Like he's giving it for, like he's just like probably like just a big wound bleeding everywhere. Anyways, she says, Kyle's like, we don't talk about your relationship. And Dorit calmly goes, yes, he does. He doesn't talk about your relationship with me. And Dorit goes, yes, he does. And Kyle's like, about your relationship? And Dorit's like, yes. And Kyle's like, I swear to you. And Dorit's like, PK shares things with everyone. He does. He loves it. He'll hide a thought in a meme and just send it to people. Kyle in a talking head says, if you know my character and you have a brain, you know that over 10 years, it's not only a meme. And the camera blacks out for a moment. The production creating tension, creating drama. Kyle goes on, we've talked about things in the past about Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa's like, it's me, Lisa. I'm with Nick Lane at our sexy restaurant Wolf in Lake Tahoe. I can't believe Kyle is talking about me, that naughty minx. And Kyle's like, the show, whatever it may be, my point was, I've never repeated any of those things we've discussed, and none of those things have ever been about Dorit. Oh, come, Kyle. Stop it. I like you too much. Stop this foolishness. Of course they have been. Dorit in a talking head says, PK doesn't pick up the phone to Kyle and discuss our issues, but after dinner with Mo, when Kyle and Mo used to live together, before she turned, when Kyle... He'd go back to the house, and I know he'd see Kyle, and I know all the conversations they used to have. Yeah, Mo likes to talk shit too. Kyle would talk to him about her issues with me, and PK would talk to her about his issues with me. It was a big old circle jerk. PK would tell me about it afterwards. I don't know if Kyle just got so used to just, dare I say it, lying through her teeth with me that it's second nature. I love, like we've always said, Dorit is long-winded, but sometimes she like nails it. Like sometimes like, oh shit, man, look at the brain on Dorit. Kyle changes the subject and says, I'm going to go and get my stuff and leave. I've threatened to leave now 30 billion times, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to finally do it. Dorit finishes the talking head. This is one of those moments when I don't believe Kyle is being honest to herself, and it's become almost like she doesn't really know how to be entirely real. Kyle in a talking head says, Dorit has achieved everything she wanted. Everyone is talking about this now instead of what she did to me, which is her not being a good friend to me, Kyle Richards, and had to pull something out of a hat, didn't she? I love hats. Big old Kimosabi hats. I love them. This is so personal, but at the same time, it just feels like Kyle doesn't like realizing that other people realize that she can be wrong. Like that's a real, and there's an ego here with Kyle that she just can't accept it. And she is mistakenly thinking about it of Dorit getting one over on her. And, it then becomes meta because it feels like Kyle's acknowledging that Dorit's winning the storyline rather than thinking about these as real lives. Like she's winning favor because she knows the audience is going to be able to be pulled into this. So there's like this meta angle to it as well. Anyways, Kyle gets driven off and Dorit goes back inside. Do you get like docked like a half day's pay if you leave early? Like, how does that work? Like, can you just decide, I'm going to go see a movie. I want to go. Anyways, Erica says,
Dorit, how'd it go?
And Dorit goes, she was very, very upset, very emotional. I would like to see us to be able to have conversations and not be, one little wrong move and then a big blow up. I would like to see us rise above it.
I think she feels very misunderstood.
And Bose in a talking head says, why is Erica jumping in to defend Kyle when it's Dorit who deserves our support? Kyle's the one who did wrong, so where's the support for Dorit? That's why it's so great to have new people always in flux, because they see different sides to these ladies. These ladies are all used to a different way, or the same way of acting with each other, and they all look down on each other in certain ways because they've done it year after year. And so you need fresh blood to come in and be like, what the fuck? This is weird. Why are people not supporting Dorit? She's actually going through something. Bose in the scene says, look, this is a very new type of environment for me because of the positions I've been in. I would look at conflict and I would try to resolve them immediately, right? Because that costs money when you're in the corporate world. So I look at Dorit and I see her in conflict with you, Sutton. I see her in conflict with you, to Garcelle. And I see her in conflict with Kyle. So like my common denominator is her. And Dorit's like, hey, bitch, me? And Bose is like, look, it's true. And Garcelle whispers, it's true. And Jennifer goes, I wonder if there's any delicious coffee in the kitchen. Thanks for playing, Jennifer. Sutton's like, well, I'm going to say something. I can feel my feet finally. No, she's like, I want to say something too. And Dorit's like, I really have to do this. And we're not going to have like a thing. And, and Sutton's like, well, I want to just, we're not friends or whatever, right now. And Dorit's like, to be continued. Yeah, to be continued. But I want all of y'all to know that we will always be able to sit down and be okay, I say. And Dorit's like, agreed. Anything else? Well, no, I think that's a good start. And Dorit's like, such yummy food, by the way. Bose, by the way, I feel very full off that fight I just had with Kyle, but also, these are great deviled eggs. I love them. Great. Today, my body will process gluten if it kills me. Ah. Erica to Dorit says,
you didn't acknowledge what she said, what Sutton said.
And Dorit goes, I said, agree. Erica said,
you said yummy food.
No, I said agree. Jennifer goes, I heard agree. And Dorit goes, agree. Jennifer goes, you see, like this is such a beautiful garden and the very handsome men giving us massages. Really just a lovely afternoon you put together. And Bose is like, thank you very much. And Jennifer's like, it's not a success unless somebody leaves crying. And Bose is like, oh, Lord. Oh, look at us, lady. We're crazy, us girls. Us gals. We cause trouble. Oh, my God, you guys. It's like almost midnight. And I just said a little bit ago, a fire got started by the 405, which is one of the main freeways in Los Angeles, and it's really starting to take a place. And I was just watching the news, and they said they think this was started suspiciously. I'm sure we'll have more information on that tomorrow. But like, what the people like, the resources are spread so thin, and it is just so fucked up, and. God, it's right by the Getty Center. If you know Los Angeles, which is, I just don't know how much more of this we can withstand. This is just so. Anyways, sorry, you guys. I just took a break to watch the news. I've spent so much time watching fire coverage in the first 3 weeks of January. Okay, let's finish this up. We're after the soiree, and we're at Kyle's place. And it's Portia's 16th birthday. We've watched Portia grow up. It's her 16th birthday. Kyle is, wrapping gifts. She bought a bunch of like Winchell's donuts. She says she overdoes things. And, she was saying in a talking head, she says, I'm still so hurt about what happened at Bose's event. And we flash back to this. Why do we flash back to something that was in the actual episode that we're watching? Like how, I mean, I guess it's true. Our attention spans are shit, but like, come on, we can remember something we just saw in this episode. Anyway, she's continues like, but today is a very important day. It's Portia's 16th birthday. So I'm going to put on a happy face and just enjoy the day with my family. And Sophia, her other daughter, who's 24, says, is the car here yet? And Kyle's like, no, the car is not here yet. Kyle in a talking head says, I just cannot believe my little baby is just 16 years old. And I mean, it feels like it's just yesterday. She was a toddler in our house in Bel Air. My mom always told me that as soon as your child gets their driver's license in their car, that's it. It's going to get real quiet around here. I'm going to have to bring in Freddie Mellencamp to keep it light, and we'll just dress up in our Kimosabi hats and dance to John Cougar Mellencamp. It hurts so good, yeah. Portia comes into the kitchen and the front door opens and it's Mauricio, walking in with Alexia and Farah. The families are all here. And Mo is like, Portia! Hello, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. How are you? Yes. And he gives her, a kiss like they're still married. Look at the donuts. All right. And Kyle's like, donuts and bagels. Your dad's taking you to Europe. When do you leave? And Mo's like, next week. And Kyle's like, next week? That fast? Kyle in a talking head says, I, of course, was very nervous about my daughters and how they would handle our separation. And we flash back to 2023 with Kyle telling the girls, which was like a very emotional moment. The camera's caught. Kyle in a talking head says, I do feel like they've handled it unbelievably well. And Farrah's like, well, what's the plan with your trip? And Mo's like, well, Portia and I will travel to London, and then we're picking up her best friend, and then we're going to go to either Madrid or Majorca. I love that they haven't even, we're just going to, on a whim, we'll decide Madrid or Majorca. And Farrah's like, are you guys partying together? And Mo's like, who, me and, yeah, that's the whole point. To party with my 16-year-old daughter. All right, me ladies. Kyle in a talking head says, I hope I handle it as well as they're handling it. I don't think she's handling it well. I don't know, though. Mo says, can I show you something over here? Come on. Sophia's like, what is it? What is it? Do you know? And Mo opens the front door, and there it is, folks. A brand new black Porsche for Portia. It has a large red ribbon on the hood. It's parked outside. Some lady's there to present the car. It comes with a lady that presents the Porsche to Portia. And Mo's like, whose car is that? And Portia's like, wait, are you kidding me? What? Oh my God. How surprised could she really be? And also, this is what happens when you name your daughter Portia. You have to do the that's why my parents almost named me Corolla, or Corsica. Let's name him Honda. And they're like, let's go with Ryan. But, you set yourself up. If you name your daughter Portia and then you turn out to be rich, you got to pony up for that Porsche. But damn, dude. Anyways, Mo's like, Porsche got a Porsche. Kyle in a talking head says, as someone who came from a divorced family, I was always so proud of my family and what we've built. During these moments, it does feel bittersweet. And then we flash back to 2013 when Sophia got her Mercedes. And flash back to 2019 when Kyle tells Farrah, her daughter, Farrah, I love you. Happy 30th. In her talking head, Kyle says, he'll always be the father of my children. We have each other as a family, but not in the way that we did, and that's still really strange for me. Honestly, you guys, obviously it's a reality show, but it's got to be insanely weird for Kyle. Sometimes we make these moves in our life that are the right decision, but you have to deal with the ramifications and the after effects, and that shit can haunt you. So they all get into Portia's new Porsche and they drive around the driveway, and Portia's like, if I crash, that'd be bad. And Kyle's like, that would not be good. It would be so bad it's good. I don't know. So it's just another example of the separation and how families move forward through wealth, through the economy, through commerce. Then we go to Garcelle's beach house, and Sutton arrives with her French bulldog, June Carter Cash, star of this season. And Sutton's like, well, they haven't met yet. Your dog Kobe and my dog June Carter Cash. And Garcelle's like, oh, Junebug is here. Yay, I love it. Garcelle in a talking head says, Kobe is rambunctious. Junebug is a princess. Kind of like Sutton and I. Who's the princess? Garcelle tells Sutton, you haven't spoken to anybody? And Sutton's like, no. And Garcelle's like, me neither. And Sutton's like, well, I won't say this. I do not appreciate that Kyle stormed out. And then we get another flashback of Kyle storming out. And Sutton's like, this is real dumb. And Sutton's like, Garcelle goes, the text gets her riled up every time. In a talking head, Garcelle says, this text thing feels like it's a lot more than it needs to be. What do they say? Thou dost protest too much? What do they also say? Thou should move on with a new fucking storyline. We got it. The text thing. Sutton says, well, the bigger part now for me, old Sutton, is that she thinks that it's okay for her to storm out and leave this group. Okay, she thinks that she's above it, and I do not appreciate that. I say, I'm going to talk to her about this because no one is above this. In a talking head, Sutton says, Kyle has always been this one to say, don't go. You got to stop this behavior. Stop crying. Stop your crying, this and that. We get a flashback to 2023 in Vegas where Kyle tells Sutton, you can also be offended and just walk away, but you don't have to make a big scene. And Sutton's like, well, what did I do? I walked away. And Kyle's like, it was a little excessive. That we remember, was that the male strip show where Sutton wore the dick riding pants? And she was all that Sutton continues in a talking head. Well, wait a minute. How come you get to act like that, Kyle Richards? You get to leave. You get to cry. You get to be all crazy. I say. But yet, if I do that, it is not allowed. Well, that's exactly what Dorit's world that she was living in, Sutton. Welcome to the world. Sutton's like, well, she was so inconsiderate, Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, and she tried to shame us, saying, shame on you ladies at our age. And Sutton goes, I, Sutton Strack. And Garcelle's like, yeah, am not going to bow down at the altar. And Garcelle's like, to Kyle? And Sutton's like, oh, Kyle Richards. Oh, shit, those are fighting words from Sutton. Woo, I'll bow down the fucking altars, Kyle Richards. No. Okay, so now we're at this Biologique Recherche Paris and I don't know, some beauty treatment place. Erica's filling out a health questionnaire out loud, like,
Age 28. All right. Sex? Yes, please. Have you undergone any cosmetic surgery? Ha! If yes, specify. Well, there's not enough space.
And Dorit arrives. Hello, good to see you.
Isn't this beautiful, Dorit?
In a talking head, Erica says,
well, we were supposed to rest at Bose's, but that didn't happen. So here we are, Dorit and I, just the two of us. And we're going to get some good old relaxation.
And Dorit's, they're getting dual facials. And Dorit says, Erica, the last few months, I've been looking in the mirror and oh my God, stress just takes a toll on your face. In a talking head, Dorit says, listen, I love Erica. And I've come to realize through everything, I don't need a lot of friends. I just need the right friends. So when I was at Bose's wellness party, her not sticking up for me, or at least saying to Kyle, even in private, that wasn't very cool. That's hurtful. Erica has been kind of Sutton's sounding board all season, but at the same time, she didn't really stand up for her with Kyle. So I love that Dorit's really going to even confront that issue. So they get the facials finished. And Erica's like,
tell me about yesterday.
And Dorit's like, yesterday was intense. It was very much a to be continued. Which they should have been to be continued. They usually do that on Housewives episodes, but she's like, it was very much a to be continued. And the producers were like, no, it wasn't like that at all. I know what the text says. I know what the text means. I know what Kyle is trying to suggest it means, but I think that's very much a cop-out. And Erica's like,
wow, what do you mean by this?
When she said, I will never repeat what we talked about, or I never repeat what we talk about, that is plain and simple about me, not about anything else.
You really think that?
I don't believe for a second that you don't believe that.
You want me to be truthful?
Yes, I want you to be truthful.
It could be played out both fucking ways to me.
What do you mean played out?
It could be as innocuous as I would never talk about anything we've discussed.
If she's talking to my husband, what do you think she's talking about?
Well, it's presumed that it's about you, but you don't know for sure.
Oh my God, Erica, this is not a court of law. I love Erica. That's Dorit. I mean, that nails it. Jesus Christ, Erica, it's not the LA Times. Erica goes,
but the point is, I'm not going to jump to assumptions. I need more proof.
I don't need to prove it.
Okay.
Erica in a talking head says,
Dorit may not need proof, but I need proof, okay? And you know what? I was married to a trial lawyer for over 20 years, and guess what? He taught me a few things. You got to have proof, man. You do.
Did he teach you how to steal? Hey-o. Erica says,
on its face, to me, it could read two ways.
In a talking head, Erica says,
of course, Kyle's message sounds suspicious. So what? I'm choosing to believe my friend that I've known for a decade. I'm not going to assume the worst. It was done to me. I don't like it. I'm not doing it. Okay?
Dorit says, I know you, Erica. You're very shrewd. You're very smart. But I think when it comes to Kyle, I don't think you call it like you see it. I think you tend to feel like you need to protect her. In a talking head, Dorit says, Erica's excessive defense of Kyle, it's actually perplexing. I know that Kyle is a friend of hers, but so am I. I've never known Erica to be afraid of anyone, but when it comes to Kyle, there's no other way to put it. She's scared. She's running scared. Dorit says, for me, yesterday it felt not nice when I heard you say over and over, Kyle did nothing wrong. That's all she does is wrong. And you think she did nothing wrong? So sure of it. You're not so sure of it, are you? This is like an old time like detective cat and mouse kind of like interrogation. And Erica's like,
I don't know. And now I feel like I need to bow out of both of these friendships so you guys can work it out.
And Dorit's stunned. Erica!
I don't think that I can have these kinds of conversations where I have to side with either one of you.
Well, I don't want you to side with me, but I want you to at least call it like you see it.
I see it both ways. I just said that.
In a talking head, Erica says,
Look, I'm tired of being in the middle. I don't need to be in the middle. These two women need to work out their problems together. Love you both. You guys take it from here.
this episode just feels like everybody's exhausted. Kyle's exhausted. Erica's exhausted. Dorit's like on the case, but she's exhausted. Everybody's just tired. Erica says,
Here's the thing. I have a relationship with Kyle. I have a relationship with you. I don't want what you're saying to be true.
let me ask you a question, Erica.
Yeah?
If you knew it was true, are you going to be okay with it? And Erica pauses and goes,
No.
really? We're going to keep going with the tech storyline. We're going to put all our eggs in this basket. Next time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we see Kyle say to Erica, I've had my marriage questioned and now my integrity. Now they can all fuck off. So Kyle's still angry. Then Dorit to Kyle in a scene going, are you my friend? Is your loyalty to me? Or are you his friend? And your loyalties to him and memes. Dorit to the ladies going, Jaggaloo, we were walking the dogs and he said to me, are you and Daddy divorced? Yeah, the kid's not stupid. Sutton then in a scene is like, so what are you apologizing for that you said? And Kyle's like, it's my apology, so I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. And Sutton's like, well, just curious. And then Kyle clamps her lip tight. Folks, that is the end. That was record time. We busted through that. Because you know what? It's not that deep. Well, it really isn't as deep as they're making it. Just so many fucking feelings in this thing. Anywho, I hope you have a great Thursday. Remember, there's another episode where we discuss serious topics like Bryn Whitfield from Roni, James Kennedy, Jeff Lewis. That's over there if you want it as well, if you need something a little extra. And then we got a lot of great stuff coming the rest of the week into the weekend. We have Salt Lake. We have the Traders. We have tons of stuff. We have tons of episodes. Join us on the Patreon today. I think it's 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's it. Pray for us with the fires. Damn, that really, really sucks. If you think about it, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I'm probably forgetting something else, but I hope you guys have a great Thursday. I'm going to arrest this old voice and blow my nose. Bye.